Hey guys, I'm Dimension Jumper and welcome back to another theory video. Now, as of time of recording this, Nintendo has released a post on Twitter and Instagram saying that they will be releasing a Nintendo Direct tomorrow, and it'll be like 50 minutes long, and they'll be talking about like some of the upcoming games they'll be releasing within the coming year, and hopefully we'll get to see a new trailer for Breath of the Wild 2. So I'm making this theory video and releasing it before, well, today, on Tuesday, before I watch the Direct tomorrow, which is going to be on a Wednesday. So this theory video is going to be all about King Rhoam from Breath of the Wild. Now, within Breath of the Wild, we get to see two different sides to King Rhoam. The first one we see is the spirit of King Rhoam, and with the other one being the sort of arrogant, sort of cold-hearted version of him. And I like to believe that he's letting, and I think why he's so cold-hearted towards Zelda in particular, because whenever King Rhoam or Zelda are sharing the screen together and they're talking to each other, he always seems to be cold-hearted toward her, and he's always arguing with her. And I like to believe that he's letting, he knows more than he knows, because I like to believe that King Rhoam knows about Ganondorf's body. Now, within the Breath of the Wild 2 teaser trailer, we do get to see Zelda and Link finding Ganondorf's body in that giant cavern, and Ganondorf's body is surrounded by malice and what seems to be some sort of symbols or words that are coming out from the hand on his chest. Now, why I like to believe that, why I think that King Rhoam knows about Ganondorf's body is because he has been told about this. And I like to be, I think it's like because of the prophecy that was been told. Because when you meet King Rhoam, once you've collected all of the once you've collected all of the spirit orbs on the Great Plateau, he tells you that the signs of a resurrection are now clear. Now, I like to believe that because the Calamity Ganon was returning back to Hyrule, that could obviously possibly mean Ganondorf would be returning as well, maybe. But with the direction that Breath of the Wild went, it would had Calamity Ganon. But I would like to believe that because Calamity Ganon was coming back, maybe the king thought that Ganondorf might also appear within the mix. And I would like to, and I'm going to show you a clip from the father and daughter memory to show you why, how this might be.
What are you doing out here, Zelda?
I was assessing the results of the experiment with the Guardians. These pieces of ancient technology could be quite useful against them.
I know that. They are essential to Hyrule's future, and our research demands that we keep a close eye on them. However, as the princess, you currently have a crucial unfulfilled responsibility to your kingdom. Let me ask you once more, when will you stop treating this as some sort of childish game?
I'm doing everything I can. I'll have you know that I just recently returned from the Spring of Courage, where I offered every ounce of my prayers to the goddess.
And now you are here wasting your time. You need to be dedicating every moment you have to your training. You must be single-minded in unlocking the power that will seal Calamity Ganon away.
I already am. Don't you see? There's nothing more I can do. My hope is that you allow me to contribute here in whatever way I can.
No more excuses, Zelda. Stop running away from your duty. As the king, I forbid you to have anything to do with these machines from this moment on. I command you to focus on your training. Do you know how the gossip bongos refer to you? They are out there at this moment, whispering amongst themselves that you are the heir to a throne of nothing, nothing but failure. It is woven into your destiny that you prove them wrong. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
So that clip you just saw was Zelda and her father basically arguing about what Zelda should be doing, whether it's doing research on the Guardians or doing her duty and trying to unlock her sealing powers. And with the king, he's more of that Zelda should 100% do try and unlock her sealing powers. And if you think about it, once Zelda was able to unlock her sealing powers and seal away Calamity Ganon, what else would there be to be done? Because they might think that Calamity Ganon might make an appearance again, but we don't know how long. It could be 5 years, it could be 10 years, it could be a month or so. We just don't know how long Calamity Ganon's recycling birth thing can take. So I like to think that the king knew about Ganondorf's body, but didn't tell Zelda herself. He didn't tell Zelda himself because that would possibly add a lot more pressure to her, and that may make her unlock her sealing abilities 10 times longer, because she's having so much pressure to not only try and stop Calamity Ganon, but also seal away Ganondorf's body so that the whole cycle of rebirth can stop. And within Breath of the Wild, we get to see different references to different characters and different places throughout the whole game. We get to see Limebeck Island or something. We get to see Lon Ranch ruins and various other references to previous games. But the only sort of reference that we do get to Ganondorf is when you free Vanoboris, and it's when Urbosa is talking to Naboris, like all of the other champions do, and she talked about how Calamity Ganon once took the form of the Gerudo.
Naboru, Legend of the Gerudo, celebrated over ages. And you, who were named to honor her, you are a legend as well. Isn't that right, Naboris? The bitter essence of defeat from a century ago still sits upon my tongue. But that is now in the past. It was written that Calamity Ganon once adopted the form of a Gerudo. And that will make this victory all the more satisfying. I like that. Now I can take this personally.
Now, I would like to believe that the Gerudo have infinite knowledge about Ganondorf, mainly because he himself was a Gerudo, and he had been brought up by the two witches, Twin Rover. I've forgot their names, so I'm just going to call them Twin Rover. So, and because Ganondorf had been brought up by Twin Rover, and he had been well known in the Gerudo because he was the first male born in 100 years, I like to believe that the events of what Ganondorf did in the previous games, like in Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, those kinds of games, the knowledge of him had been passed down through the Gerudo, and up until Breath of the Wild, when 100 years before the main events of those games, before the main game of Breath of the Wild, I would like to think that Urbosa told the king about Ganondorf, and he possibly sent some people out to find his body, which they might have done, and when they brought it back to him, he thought to keep it to himself, just so Zelda would be more focused on sealing away Calamity Ganon. And I feel like there's a sort of a kind of selfless sort of way of protecting Zelda and possibly all of Hyrule, because if the king actually did tell Zelda, she would be more. She want to do more research on the Divine Beasts and the Guardians, instead of finding a way to unlock her sealing ability. And I feel like the king was saving Zelda and possibly all of Hyrule, but in the end, that ended up kind of stabbing him in the back, mainly because Calamity Ganon was able to resurrect himself before Zelda could unlock her sealing powers. And you kind of see how the king went wrong, because like if you look at the memories before Calamity Ganon took over, and the cutscene where you meet the king for the first time, and he tells you about Zelda and how Link should save her. There's kind of like the king is kind of got like two different tones going on. So when he's talking to Zelda, he's sort of harsh and sort of angry at her, but then when you talk to him after you've got on the shrines on the Great Plateau, he sounds a bit more regretful, a bit more like sorry that he wasn't able to do more.
I know that. They are essential to Hyrule's future, and our research demands that we keep a close eye on them. However, as the princess, you currently have a crucial unfulfilled responsibility to your kingdom. Let me ask you once more. When will you stop treating this as some sort of childish game? That princess was my own daughter, my dear Zelda. But I am powerless here. You must save her, my daughter, and do whatever it takes to annihilate Ganon.
And I feel like that is like two different versions of the king. We get to see him sort of like all righteous and royal, but then later, when you are revitalized 100 years later, he's more sincere and more sorry and a bit more, it's just because he feels like he tried his best, that sort of thing. So I feel like with those sorts of personalities the king has, I feel like he's possibly one of the best characters in that game, because if he does know about Ganondorf's body, he was like trying to start off by helping Zelda by doing it slowly. So start off by making her seal away Calamity Ganon first, and then once he knew she could do it, she could then seal away Ganondorf's body, and then the possible cycle of Ganondorf coming back could end just there. And I feel like that's why the king didn't tell Zelda about Ganondorf's body. So yeah, that's been my sort of theory on the King Rhoam. I hope you enjoyed this theory video, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.